I want to have a very real conversation around why many Black-owned businesses struggle to succeed. And I want to have this conversation because it's an important one, rooted in facts, not opinions, not based on any particular situation. I want to talk about the facts of this circumstance because honestly, a lot of these takes are alarmingly anti-Black. The first and most important stat, Black-owned businesses that are not succeeding because of lack of access to capital. Full stop. That is a fact. That is not an opinion. It is lack of access to capital compared to their white counterparts. Specifically, their starting capital, what they are opening their doors with. So this is before they even have a chance to not have good customer service or any of those other tropes and stereotypes that people have said in the comments. They are starting with $35,000 on average compared to their white counterparts that are starting with $106,000. Now, some people may say that delta exists because they're bad business people, they're uneducated, they didn't read up enough about it, they made bad business decisions, they're in it for the wrong reasons. Those are all anti-Black stereotypes that many people have internalized and decided that is applicable to all Black-owned small businesses, and that statistically is not true. The reason that this discrepancy in the starting capital is because of systemic racism, specifically when it comes to banking, financial services. Statistically speaking, small businesses that are Black owned are discouraged from taking loans, and these are stats, these are not opinions, discouraged from taking loans. They are, when they do apply for loans, even if their credit profile and their paperwork looks exactly the same as their white counterparts, they are rejected from loans more. And when they do, by chance, get a loan, they are seeing those loans with higher interest rates. Therefore, they are paying more over time than their white counterparts. Another part of this is also oftentimes Black-owned businesses don't have the same access to like angel investors or friends and families and uncles and people that are just willing to throw out money with no strings attached to invest in their business before they start. That is the reason for the difference between the $35,000 that a Black-owned business starts with compared to the $100,000+ that a white-owned business starts with. Those are the facts. So the reason this is so important, especially when you think about the conversation about giving small businesses grace in their early days, is that delta is very big. That delta is going to show up as soon as they open their doors. They likely did not have the capital needed because they're starting with razor thin margins. They didn't have the capital needed maybe to hire a business consultant that would tell them, hey, you need to make sure that you're ready for X amount of people on day one. Here's logistically what you should plan for. So that's going to show up in the form of maybe their lines are longer, maybe their wait time is longer, maybe their product's a little bit more inconsistent when they first open their doors. It is their lack of access to capital that is going to manifest in their business in ways that customers are going to see and judge them based off of, when really that exists. You're comparing them to white-owned businesses that have access. They have so much more starting capital to pay for things like consultants, top-of-the-line equipment, additional employees, back-end help, outsourcing as much as possible, additional